soul. And I just want to say thank you for the opportunity to present the work today. About the shadow soul, what would happen if a human was sent to save an angel from a demonic plot to capture and turn her while he burned down? It's a dark paranormal journey. Shadow Soul is the first part of the Trilogia trilogy. In this scene, Captain Mile, a warrior from a race of guardians and chroniclers of all lives, is overseeing the passing of a child whose soul is on the cusp of rising. Demons have come to upset the plan and precipitate a series of events that lead to Mile seeking refuge on Earth and becoming a fallen angel.
So if you would like to just quickly introduce your actors, and if the actors can just raise your hands and let us know who you are.
Reading the narrative today, we have Paul Saraza.
Hi, I'm Paul Saraza. Don't really know what else to say.
That's okay.
Hi, I'm Tracy. I'm reading Anne.
Hi, I'm Christine. I'm reading Alexandria.
Hi, I'm Natasha Leffler. I'm reading Mael.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Julie Blue. I'm reading The Mother.
What? Oh.
And I'm Piper, and I'm reading The Children.
Hi, I'm Sterling. I'm going to be reading for the Demon and St. Michael.
Nice.
Hi, I'm Brian Douglas. I'm reading for Joel.
Hi, I'm Jessica Cruz. I'm reading for Art Mail.
Hi, I'm Jesse. I'm reading Dominic and Dominic 2.
Ooh. Okay, I'm ready whenever you are.
Okay, Paul, you want to start?
Yeah, sure, I'll start. All right. Internal in the hospital room, overcast day. Title over, present day, Great Ormond Street, Hospital for Children, NHS Trust, London, England. No one notices Mael, a red-haired, blue-eyed angel dressed in cobalt, Roman stylized armor and helmet, who watches over a cancer patient child, Lena. Mael's red wings droop. Between hangs a round cobalt shield with silver center and edge. She tugs her long hair whip that sprouts from the top of her helmet. She sits on the foot of the bed in sad vigil. The mother and father of Lena sit by the bed worried. A doctor and some nurses observe the scene. Doctor shakes his head and murmurs with a British accent. Nurses look to each other concerned as they leave. Behind Mael, a smoky black cloud forms into Mort, a scaly-skinned demon. He snarls, attracts Mael's attention alone. No human sees what transpires. Mael looks at Mort, snaps his pointy teeth at her. She scowls and harshly says,
Mort.
Pious rat.
Miles stands from the bed, pulls a gleaming silver sword. The demon grins at her, unafraid.
Stay you from this child. The little human is not for you.
It wouldn't be more than a bite.
Demon snaps his teeth at Mael.
You'll taste your words, but no more.
Demon laughs at her, cocks his head slightly. Its demonic eyes look to Lena. It sucks in air, enjoys the pain of the parents.
You will fail. I will take her.
Oh, I don't think so.
Arrogant slave, like your arrogant master.
Mael cocks her head to the side, smirks unmoved.
You're the slave. I only have a father.
The demon snarls and darts after Mael. They fight, claw to the sword, then evil dagger to sword. The mother and father and Lena barely do not notice. Lena chokes, but does not wake from her sleep. The mother grabs her hand and smooths her brow as tears flow.
Lena! Lena!
The mother weeps hard. Father drops his head. Mael looks to the bed with a tragic, shocked expression. Demon laughs. Her sword lowers, pauses, dashes to the bed. Lena passes away before her eyes. Mael rounds on the demon, forcefully attacks him.
You fail, slave of light.
The mother and father weep, hold Lena to them. Mael and the demon continue to fight. She trips him up. He falls onto his back. Mael stands over him with teeth bared. She raises her sword. Demon breathes heavy, but lays still, grinning at her.
I am not the last. More will come.
Far off alarm sounds. A white blur of hospital coats rush to the sound of the demon's victory. Mael screams, drives her sword into the demon. It shivers and dies and fades into smoke. Mael stands staring at the hospital floor as the mother and father are swept out. Doctors and nurses passionately work on Lena. She is dead. They drop off and the light of the room darkens. Mael and Lena are the main focus under the bright light over the bed. Mael steps to the bed and looks down at the bald little girl, as Mael's very sad. Mael sweeps up the wisp of the Lena's soul from the lifeless body, hugs it to her. Lena's soul looks like the once healthy child she was.
I'm sorry.
Mael squeezes her eyes shut and cries quietly. Both Mael and Lena vibrate into a silver light and shoot off. Lena's body is left behind in an empty room as the light fades to black. Next scene. External, heaven in Mael's home, dreamy day. An angry Mael materializes from nowhere, walks into reality. Her cobalt and silver armor turn into a milky soft yellow toga-style type dress. Her helmet disappears. Her hair changes from whipped to soft red curls, and her expression shows great anger. Mael approaches her warm home. The front door opens and 4 children run out. In age order, Dominic II, twin girls Amael and Kyle, and then little Samuel. The children dance around and throw themselves at Mael. They have wisps of light for wings, and she smiles, but painfully.
Mommy, mommy, mommy!
Mael kneels. Her children surround her, studies their youthful faces.
Practicing to be children again?
And the children nod. Mael smiles.
Let's go inside. I missed you.
Dominic II takes Mael's hand. The others fall in behind and walk with them. He looks up at her.
Daddy's been painting, but we watched the little ones while you were gone, for him.
And how are they?
Good, but I don't think they'll ever be ready to help Daddy.
Mael smiles with pain. She and the children enter the house. The yard stand is empty. Next scene, internal, Mael's home, hall, dreamy day. Mael enters her home, carries Amael, holds Dominic II's hand. The other children hold her dress. Argus and she, the alpha male, white, and alpha male, female, dark wolves, enter. They both whine and bow their heads, greeting the returned Mael.
Take the children outside to play. I want to speak to your father.
Mael sets Amael down. The children and the wolves exit. Mael grimaces and exits to the stairs leading to the 2nd floor. Next scene, Mael's home, 2nd floor. Mael walks the long hall to a tall door at the other end. She peers ahead to a wall of windows, which rests at the far end of the artist's studio. It is cluttered and messed with paints.
Pray they be too busy to hear me.
Mael's husband, Dominic, stands in her view from the door. Internal Dominic's studio. Mael enters her husband's studio. Her expression is sad and her wings droop, flicker, and disappear. Dominic paints a canvas without looking to her.
Why would I be too busy for you?
Mael eyes budge, opens her mouth and hesitates. Dominic looks over his shoulder mid-brush stroke to smile at her. He is a stunning blonde human with green eyes.
Your growing abilities are trying, to say the least.
You'll still love me in the morning.
Mael's attention drifts. Dominic notices, puts down his paints, and he turns to her, wipes his hand clean, and kisses her. Mael is unresponsive. Dominic leans back with concern in his expression.
What happened?
Nothing to worry over.
Dominic's eyes are worried.
Your brothers stopped by? You just missed them.
Mael looks shocked.
What did they want?
Your mother and the council wished to see you on some matter. It seemed important.
The council?
Dominic sees Zacharias and Joel enter. Mael's eldest brother and her twin brother over Mael's shoulder. The 3 males exchange manly nods. Joel steps to Mael. He is perfect in appearance and has long blonde hair and sports gold Roman armor. Joel puts his hands on Mael's arms, looks into her eyes. Zacharias takes a wandering step forward. He has long red hair, wears black garb from head to foot like a priest. He is also in perfect form and appearance, but more serious and mysterious.
Are you hurt? Where have you been?
Lena passed. I brought her to the Soul Keepers.
Mael begins to cry. Zacharias steps to them. Dominic wraps his arm around Mael to comfort her.
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
The council wishes to hear of what went between you and Mort.
Dominic looks to him fearful. Joel glances warningly. Zacharias holds his serious gaze on Mael. Alexandra sweeps in with her twin sister, Artemael. They are gray-haired and gray-winged, with black eyes like marbles, hold youth in their aging figures dressed similar to Zacharias. They turn their deep-seeing gazes on the occupants of the room and joins them, saying,
And I will attest you need not fear our interview.
Artemael rolls her eyes, steps towards Mael. Mael pushes away from Dominic and her brothers, angered by the intrusions. Artemael steps back, shocked.
Are there no doors in this house? Leave me in peace if you've any pity. I brought pain to her memory. There is no forgiveness for me.
Mael turns to the windows stretched on the outer wall of the studio. She walks hurriedly towards them, disappears before she crashes through. Alexandria looks surprised at the outburst, annoyed.
Well,
Zacharias is unmoved. Joel lowers his head, places a hand over his heart. He looks upset. Dominic shakes his head, bitterly says to them,
I know where she is gone. I will bring her back, but give her some time before you bring her before the council. Her heart needs healing.
Alexandria eyes him warily. Artemael snickers with doubt. Zacharias remains stony. Joel looks up, places his hand on his good friend's shoulder, and smiles.
Yes. I often forget Mael's human qualities. It is good to have you about. What a lovely painting. Did you just begin this? You are a wonder, my dear boy. You will make a remarkable angel soon. I hope you rethink becoming one of Joel's soldiers. It would prove a waste of your talent.
Artemael steps up.
it's a waste of my niece's talent to bandy her about with humans.
You forgot he's in the room.
Joel and Dominic smile at each other, annoyed at Artemael's comment. Zacharias folds his arms, cracks a meager smile, which looks very odd on his face. Next scene, external in Mael's pond and grotto. Mael lays still on the edge of the clear pond, smooth orange rock. A grotto of the same stone stands behind her. The place is surrounded in rich verdure. Mael weeps, stares at the reflection in the pool. Mael swirls the water with her finger. Argus, she and the other wolves pace around Mael. Dominic appears from a golden light shaped like a surreal star, watches Mael silently. Mael sniffles, adjusts her body. She senses him.
Tell me they left.
Dominic crouches behind her, smiles, places his hand on her back. Her wings slightly flap in response.
I don't think it is anything to worry about, love. Your family only seems concerned for you.
Mael's features harden, her weeping ceases. Dominic looks concerned.
I failed the one. They should be concerned. I am.
You did not fail. It was Lena's time.
Mael sits up on hands and knees, glares at Dominic.
Mort distracted me. I allowed evil to take me over. There is no greater sin than that.
Dominic shrugs, unconvinced. Mael glowers as he speaks.
I could think of a few.
This is no time for humor, Dominic. I am overtaken. Have you no idea what that means?
Dominic looks at her confused.
I've never seen anything affect you in this way.
Mael glowers. She rises on her fingers and toes.
You understand nothing.
Mael's anger, frustration, sorrow over the course of events overtakes her. Her resolve breaks. Mael morphs into a cougar. Mael hisses at Dominic. Dominic remains still as he watches the cougar carefully. Cougar Mael dashes off into the forest. Next scene in my internal Miles home. Alexandriel, Joel, and Zacharias sit in the vast living room. Joel looks thoroughly concerned. Artemael and Alexandriel and Zacharias discuss Mael logically.
Ever since her first encounter with Dominic, she's lost all clarity. It was the same when they mistook her for Diana.
Her love for him has made her strong. The council means to raise her, and Michael approves. She will make a glorious leader of the One's armies.
She just enjoyed her 3,509th birthday. She is young. It is too soon.
Joel lifts his chin. He looks pained.
Dominic returns. Mael's gone. I cannot feel her.
Joel stands and walks from the room as the house door opens and shuts. Joel waits in the archway. Dominic enters and looks to Joel with a sad glance, looks to others in the room, shakes his head.
She's taken refuge on Earth.
Artemael and Zacharias stand with shocked expressions. Alexandria lowers her chin with an expression of anguish, covers her eyes with a trembling hand. Dominic steps into the room, passes Joel. Joel watches Dominic with a hard look on his face. Joel.
General.
Joel.
General.
General? Joel? Someone?
General.
Wait, did we miss? I think you skipped a couple lines.
Oh, we must find her. My fault.
Yep. All right, we'll just start off from that. I'll reread from 2 lines up in the narration. Dominic steps into the room, passes Joel. Joel watches Dominic with a hard look on his face.
We must find her.
Michael, a large angel with peacock wings and golden head, steps into the room from the outer wall. He wears a blue breastplate like Mael, smiles at them. He is Michael the Archangel.
Michael?
Michael?
Rolling.
Whoop, I was muted. My apologies. The council grows restless. Where is my captain? Lena is to be raised.
Joel steps towards him, bowing to his knee.
General.
Michael looks around. He looks confused and disturbed. Everyone avoids his searching gaze. Joel stands and hangs his head.
Where is she?
She has left us.
What?
She blames herself for Lena.
She fulfilled her task. The demon.
Dominic nods. Lowers his chin guiltily. Joel and Zacharias stand tall, but still avoids Michael's gaze. Alexandria steps to Michael, touches his hand.
I will tell them.
Alexandria faces Zacharias, Dominic, and Joel, and she looks straight at Dominic.
The demons make another move on our gates. They think to cut their losses by attacking the charges of the captains and preventing the rising of further angels. If they can break our ranks, then no one stands between us and the One.
Artemael clears her throat and interjects.
We failed to count that Miles' growing emotions and attachment to Lena would bring her to this.
Dominic looks up. Anger wrenches his face.
You blame me?
No, we blame Belial and his trickery.
Belial? He'll destroy her.
Michael puffs up his chest, smiles.
Not likely. He means to use her to destroy the earth.
Dominic looks to him, both worried and shocked.
Easy for you to say. The One created you to fight him.
And so he made my daughter. We must have faith. Mael will stop her anger. In the meantime, gather our forces. Find Ange to help you. She is the clearest headed.
Joel nods. Alexandria looks to Zacharias and Artemael. Zacharias draws up to ready for Alexandria's orders.
Zacharias, you will do best as messenger between our assault and the council. We must keep them apprised of everything. Sister, I want you to prepare the children. Bring them to my home.
Yes.
I go now to inform Metatron and the council of this disaster. Work quickly. They may make their own decision before we've recovered her. Dominic, you should come with me.
Dominic nods. Looks worried, but everyone else is steady. Next scene, external angelic army practice grounds, dreamy sunset. Ange, an ancient Egyptian by appearance and armor, wears a Horus helmet. Practices fighting techniques with her male and female soldiers, also ancient Egyptian types, as all angels. They are perfect in appearance. Joel enters the arena, appears at the top of the stairs leading to nowhere in particular. He casts his eyes over the seaside scene. The sunset disturbs him. Joel trots down the stairs to where Ange crosses swords with a large Nubian male. Ange wins. Without turning, Ange speaks to Joel with an Egyptian accented voice. She smiles.
Where's your sister? You two never come apart. I wanted to congratulate her on her promotion.
And something terrible has happened.
Ange turns, empathy in her features. She studies him.
Lena requires more training. Did they recant mail?
Joel shakes his head no. No. He looks into Ange's dark eyes. Ange draws a worried breath. Her eyes go to the sea and the setting orange sun. It unsettles her.
I feel the change. The one is worried and warns us of doom.
Ange juts her chin at the sunset. Joel studies his hands and wrist braces with sad eyes.
Mort distracted Maëlle while the girl passed. He convinced her that she failed Lena.
Ange's expression turns from anger to concern to horror.
It is the last test.
Joel looks at her confused.
The last journey before the rising. Where's Dominic?
He went with Mother to audience the council. They sent me to you. I am to gather the armies under Michael.
They foresee a battle with Belial. My angels will come. You go finish your day. I must gather my things.
Joel nods with a knowing, smiling expression. And scene.
Woo.
All done.
All right. That was great, guys.